Hey folks, Gary Johnson here. Today is May 30th, 2010. It's the Memorial Day weekend. Be safe out there. Let's talk about what's happening this week on blackmeninamerica.com and what's happening with me. Let me tell you, some of you know that I've been on a mission now for 2 weeks to get back in shape. And my friends, my boys from back in the day, we've all gotten together and we decided we're going to get back on our bikes. Not our motorcycles, but our bikes. And we are going to be hitting the trail around Washington, D.C. to get back in shape. Our first ride was a good ride. We all got back together. We started out, did a 12 miles, all flat. Yesterday we got back out on the trail, decided we would go from Haynes Point in Washington, D.C. in the park and go across the 14th Street Bridge into Virginia and go around Mount Vernon a little bit into Alexandria. Hills, curves, other people on the trail, a little bit longer distance, more scenic. Hey, I'm in better shape than I thought I was. I will continue. So far, no one has quit. Now we've got some issues with whether or not we hydrate enough, we eat enough. One of our bike members brought some ribs from Famous Dave's to keep with him. I'm not so sure if bike riding and ribs are going to go together, but anyway, so far we're all together. What's happening this week in terms of commentary? We've got The Bridge by Daryl James. His column this week is Human Eve Pollution. His top 10. So read Daryl James. We also have The Edge of Possibility by Deborah Leverett. Now, check her out because that's our motivational moment. Also in the news in terms of commentary, a lot of comments by Raynard Jackson on the miseducation of the black man. Got a news piece that I posted. It's about 3 or 4 weeks old, but a lot of people missed it. And it's an article about the U.S. racial wealth gap and that there's a gap between races. Big surprise there. The gap between black and white in terms of wealth, it has quadrupled since the mid-1980s. What does that tell you? Read that for some detail. That came courtesy of our friends in Chicago, Philip Jackson. Reality shows. I'm not a big reality show watcher. I do watch some shows, but there is a reality show that's coming out next month, maybe even next week, June 7th, I believe. And that's the reality show by a strange pair, Donald Trump and Omarosa. Now I gotta tell you, Omarosa was voted the #1 reality show villain by TV Guide. I am not a big Omarosa fan, and what I see of this show, just from the official press release, doesn't really encourage me to watch the show, particularly since I'm not a big reality show anyway. But I find it interesting that Donald Trump and Omarosa teamed up. It's all about the money. I think that's what she's about. Hey, not that there's anything wrong with it. I think you should be rounded out a little bit more, but I'm not going to hate on her for making money because it's out there to be made. The premise of the show is where Omarosa will put a cadre of 12 successful bachelors, through a gauntlet of tests. And through the challenges, they play upon their weaknesses. You know, it's kind of a black version of The Bachelorette, where these guys are vying for her attention. And the one lucky winner, will, I guess, have Omarosa. That's what you win. Is she going to marry you? Is she going to date you? Who knows? You can go on our website and look at a teaser from the show. One of the 12 bachelors is former R&B crooner Al B. Shore. You know, 12 guys vying for Omarosa? I mean, is it me, or you just that bad off? You got to go for Omarosa on a stupid reality show? Okay, maybe my biases are leaking out. But the name of the show is called Donald Trump Presents The Ultimate Merger. Check it out. To be fair, I will probably see if I can stomach the first 10 or 15 minutes. It's going to be tough. And then we'll make our own conclusions about that. Don't text and drive. Be safe this weekend. And I'll see you next week on blackmeninamerica.com and our blog. Be sure to look at our Latin link section and learn more about my brother Beige, John Rivera, and his Tostanera. Talk to you later.